All right, we're back. I'm Nicole,
And I'm Simone.
and we are co-founders for the group GEM. That's Growing, Empowering Minds, Inc. We're a C3 faith-based organization. And our mission is really to help people to get out of debt, leave a legacy. So we're here again because last week we had a seminar, and we talked about how to thrive and survive during these times. I mean, this time is so harsh, what's going on. This is a global impact. Globally, it's impacting a lot of people and it's impacting us financially. It reminds me a little bit of the 2008 recession and a little bit of the government shutdown that we had about 2 years ago. But this is on a larger scale because this is impacting every single one of us in some way, shape, or form. So today is just a follow-up video of how to thrive and survive during this time. So this time I'm going to turn it over to my co-founder, Simone. You want to start with, we're a faith-based, so guess what? We got to start with a Bible verse.
Scripture.
Yeah.
That's right. And today our topic is, where do I start? And we're going to start with the scripture, Zechariah 4, verse 10. And reading from the NIV version, it says, "Who dares despise the day of small things?" Just the first part of it. Who dare? I like that version. Who dare despise? How dare you despise the day of small things? And we like to go into a story. So just to get into a story here, I remember back in '07, I'm like always predating stuff. This was pre-recession, got out of college and was trying to look for a job. It took me like almost 7 months before I got a job. But the first got interviews and everything, but it was really tough. The first job I got, it was, they offered an internship. And I'm, what? How insulting. An internship? This is not what it's supposed to be. You know, you get out of college and you can bet money now and you can buy nice things and things like that. You don't got to live off noodles and rice and beans anymore. Yeah, but I got a reality shock. And the first job I got, it was, again, really tough at that time to get a job because it was like leading up into the recession. And it took me like 7 long months. And the first job I was an internship. I remember calling Nikki and I said, "Nikki, can you imagine they're offering me an internship?" Nikki was like, "Girl, you better take that job. Do not despise small beginnings." I didn't even know it was a scripture then, but years later I found out. It says, I remember, Nikki, you were telling me that take the job because you never know how it will turn out. You don't know what will happen. And I'm glad I did that. I'm glad I swallowed my pride and I took the job and I worked my butt off. And 6 months later, I was hired into the company. So I'm glad, Nikki, that I took your advice. See, I'm listening. I'm glad I took your advice, but I will never forget what you said. Don't despise small beginning. And fast forward many years later, here I am today.
Yes. And so with that small beginning, you were able now later on to now go on this financial journey, and that this help you to get out of debt. I mean, what if you didn't take that job? We don't know where you would be at this point, but things happen for a reason and in a sequence. So
yes,
very good. So what
was your small beginning moment?
Man, 1999.
Tell me about it.
Yes, Super K-Mart on 7 Mile and Myers.
Myers, yes.
Yes, it was a Super K-Mart, so it had everything in there. And again, I think it's something similar to what you experienced in terms of that. I just came to this country. I didn't have anything. I started school, but I was only doing one class, and then I didn't have any money. How was I going to do my next semester? And I remember just going up to that Kmart. told me, go to K-Mart and get a job. Okay, I went up there, got my job, paid
$5.
yes, $5.40 per hour. That's what that job was paying, and that was my small beginnings. It led me to where I am today, where I'm not despise small beginnings, because you never know where it could lead you. You know, I met a lot of wonderful people at Kmart. I worked there for 5 years, and that job got me through school. It paid my tuition through school. So that's my small beginnings, and I will never forget it. I don't take it for granted that I used to work $5.40 per hour. Never.
Right.
Where we started. But from a financial standpoint, so we know we had small beginnings, and now we're two successful young ladies in how do we start now from a financial standpoint, a financial debt or financial stability journey in this times? What are we doing anything differently during this times? And can we share with the broader audience, what can we do differently during this financial instability? Because it's really unstable right now. The kids, everything, 401k, I mean, everything is unstable. But what can we do and how can we start? Where do we start? Any insights?
All right, so what we can do is to backtrack a little bit. Say, let's bring up a scenario. Somebody who is, right now, everybody's overwhelmed by this crisis alone. People have little or no income. People are have the fear of being homeless, fear of not being able to provide for their family. Some people don't even know where the next meal is coming from. And this is reality that we're talking about. No extra money reserve, emergency fund reserve, so that they can tap into it to provide for their family. I mean, some people don't have none of these things that we're talking about. People are in debt. People, they can't find their way out. And if you're in any of those categories that we just mentioned, you're probably asking, so where do I start in all of this? And so that's why we're here today, to tell you how you can get yourself out of what you're in. Again, it's not going to be, in Jamaica we say, a bed of roses. It's not going to be easy. It's going to take hard work, grit, determination to get this done. And again, don't despise the small beginning. If you're doing a pizza delivery job, do it with pride.
Exactly.
Do it with pride. Do the best that you can. Who knows? You might be the franchise owner a couple years from now. So whatever you do it to the best of your ability.
I'm glad you brought that point up, because I was listening to a podcast the other day. That's what I can tell you, Dave Ramsey was saying. He was saying that, okay, we're in this financial crisis right now, and some of us are lost our jobs or are furloughed or no income coming in. And yes, as humans, we're going to kind of get into a state of, all right, oh my gosh, what am I going to do? And, you know, you can, and he said it this way, you can do that for a week, but then you got to get up and figure out next steps. You got to get up and you said it, be a pizza delivery person, because they're doing a lot of curbside picking up food at this point in time. So find something out there to do. I know we have to be safe, so wear the PPE, we're required, wear the mask, the gloves, all that good things, but that's one place where we can start. I know I'm probably jumping ahead of our agenda here, but that just really stood out with me, that yes, take some time to, I don't want to call it, take some time to grieve that you don't, but figure out your next steps.
Yes. So that's where we're here to help you. You're like, again, if you fall in any of those categories, if you're overwhelmed right now, you don't have anything, where do I start? So what the first thing we're going to tell you, start where you're at. Start right now. Don't 6 months from now, Nikki always say this, 6 months from now, you're gonna wish you started today. So guess what? Just start where you're at right now.
I agree. And another thing too, you start today, and again, and I always fall back to this, we are humans. And if the 7 days from now, something happened and you drop off, as we say, drop off a shape, or just drop off the roller coaster, or whatever it is, forgive yourself and restart. Don't stop.
Yes.
Give yourself and then say, let's go again and let's continue. But yes, start where you are today, because 6 months from now, you would wish you had started today. You just wasted 6 months. So might as well it start.
Right. That's right.
So when you talk about starting today, yeah, there's other people that's in a state where they don't have an income, or they only have a small amount left in their account, or nothing left in their bank account. What can we do to start today? You know, and so you got to look at yourself and where you are at this point. So for instance, if you're someone who no income is coming in, you are almost at the end of your savings.
Mm-hmm.
We should be at this point looking for a supplement income, right? You should be figuring out how to do that, how to get some income coming into the household. And also, we should be looking at your expenses, because some of the expenses didn't go away. You still have to pay for certain things within the household. You still have to figure out how to survive. So that's where you got to start. We got to take our look individually and figure out what we need to do to either get more income in, what we need to do to understand what our expenses are, and just have a plan going forward, right? So start right now by looking at your income and expenses. And again, we talk about it. It might be that you don't have much, but
if you only have $50, figure out what are you going to do with the $50.
Yeah.
Again, start with where you're at. We're not talking about I have $1,000. No. If you have $50, start with $50. Mm-hmm. What are you going to do with it, and how are you going to spend it?
Yes. So one of the things that we talk about too is, and I know a lot of financial people talk about it too, is know where every dollar is going. And so even with that $50, know exactly where each of that dollar is going, and make sure it's going to somewhere that will benefit in the long run. You know, do you need to sign up with Grubhub? And it might, I don't know, I'm just making this up. It might cost $2 to sign up with Grubhub. Okay, you sign up with Grubhub for $2, and then you know you'll start working how many days or so. So again, figure out a plan. I think the message we're trying to get across here, Simone, correct me, is that what is your plan?
Right. What's your game plan? How are you going to get up? Because you have to have a plan. You can't be just going in circles and circles, or fretting your way out or worrying your way out. That's not going to work. You're just going to be depressed, and you're going to physically drain yourself, and sometimes mental and emotional impact as well. So have a game plan. If it's $50 you have a game plan for that $50. Work with what you have.
Right. Do you want to talk about some of the other ways we could make money right now in this financial pandemic that we have right now?
Right. Yeah, absolutely. So one of the ways, so if you already have a sewing machine on hand, and the big thing right now is to make masks. If you have a sewing machine on hand, you just go to Walmart, to Joann's or Michael's, or any one of those stores. You get the fabric and you make masks, and you sell those masks. I was in Kroger the other day, and they're like, somebody in the break room selling masks, $5. So hello, $5, and you make some money off it. So if you have a sewing machine that's dusty, hey, you get some cloth, you make some masks, because that's really popular right now. If you have,
before you go on, Simone, too, I guess one of the things you want to point out here also is that if you have something that you're good at, you know you're good at.
Yes.
Some kind of talent that, or services that you can give, legal services, no?
Right.
And you make sure, hone into it, tap into it, and utilize that to make some income.
That's right. That's right. Yes. Or it could be you don't have a sewing machine so you can make masks. Or maybe you're not good at baking or whatever it is, but maybe you do have some gadgets, some clothes, some electronic items that you legally own. Um, so you can sell to get extra money to come in. Again, Nikki said it, you have to have a game plan. What are you going to do? You're in this crisis mode right now, no income, nothing coming in. What are you going to do? So I have a game plan. All right, so let me see. I have some Bath and Body Works stuff. I don't know, whatever it might be. I have some stuff that I haven't used. Why not just sell them? I have some brand new clothes or secondhand clothes. Sell them. You have some electronics that you've never used, have never touched, or almost new. Sell them. You have the game console. How long you're gonna sit down and play game for? There's only so much time, and you're in need right now. So sell whatever you can sell. Dave Ramsey always say that you sell everything in the house and let the kids think that they're next. The kids and the dog think that they're next. That's how drastic you're going to be because, hey, you want to dig your way out of this mess. So yes, sell everything that you can sell, and of course you leave your basic stuff. But we want to make a very important point. Whatever you're selling, make sure that you legally own it. Don't just go selling people's stuff.
Exactly. So again, just make sure you have a game plan. You know, times are tough, but I think if we buckle down, focus, and determine, you know, we talk about, because that's our vision, our mission, sorry, is to change from a fixed mindset to a growth mindset, right? And that's really talking about, you got to start up here. If you are determined to cope with these times, you got to start here. You
Right.
got to start up here and say, I am going to get through this.
Yes.
And it's going to be hard. It's a muscle. This going to a growth mindset is a muscle you got to continuously exercise. Just like how you want some flat abs, you got to exercise continuously to get it. I don't have flat abs. You got to continuously, you got to continuously exercise that growth mindset to education. So you're in this time, and it's really getting to you where I don't know where the next food or plate is coming from. You got to sit down and say, determine that, you know what? Again, pray to God. If we're a faith-based ministry, pray.
Yes, prayer works. Yes.
I need to get out of this right now, and I need your deliverance. I need your help. And you know, He will give you insight. He will ideas of what to do to cope with this time. Yes. So again,
I really agree with you on that, Nichole. We always say, pray about everything and worry about nothing. Take everything, no matter how small, no matter how insignificant or grandiose it might be, pray about it. It was Moses, God sent him to Pharaoh and whatever. And God said, what is that you have in your hand? And all he had was a rod. And yes. God used that rod to do miracles, signs, and wonder right in front of Pharaoh and his crew. Did I just say? Right in front of Pharaoh. So all he had was a rod in his hand. So what do you have in your hand? What do you have in your closet? What do you have at home? There is something there that you can use. Oh, I can be really good. Or, you know, Nichole, we were just talking about that. Hey, the sun is out. It's going to be warm next couple of days. If you know you're good at barbecuing, put some ribs on that grill. You know you're good at it. And sell them bones, $2-3 a bone. I don't know.
$2 a bone.
I have no clue. Make you some mac and cheese. Buy you some dollar rolls, some dinner rolls. I don't know. But if you know you're good at something and people will buy your product, by all means, do it. You have that gift and talent. You can make a 7-Up upside down cake. I don't know what I'm talking about.
No, but it's true. And it all ties back to our topic, small beginnings.
Start where you're at.
Starting where you are. start where you are and build upon it. You will never know that even out after this, after we get to another level in this pandemic, because I don't think we're ever going to go back to normal. I don't know what normal was, but
Right.
after we get out of this, you could have grown a business out of this.
Yes, yes,
You
yes.
could be, you can now start a business. You never know. So take this time to really put a plan together. Start small.
Start small.
I want to say every large businesses around here, the Amazons, the Uber,
Yes.
name some of them. They started small.
Yes.
Very small.
Microsoft and Amazon was started in a garage.
Exactly.
Selling books, and look at that. Selling books now, he owns pretty much the whole world warehouse.
Everybody goes through him. So, take this time out to really focus and start small.
Yes. And we're all about a growth mindset, moving you from this level to that level, to a higher level, of course. So again, you sell, you do whatever you can. But what about the future? A year from now, two years from now, where do you see yourself? What about your future goals? So maybe to improve yourself, enroll in a class, enroll in school. If college is not for everybody, and if that's not for you, that's fine. Trade school pays just, I'm telling you, trade jobs, which nobody really want right now, they pay as much as a person with a undergrad degree or even more. Yeah. It just depends on the job. So if college is not for you, do a trade. If you're good with makeup or with cosmetology, doing hair. Look, this is my quarantine hairstyle, yo.
I love it. I love it.
I mean, whatever you want to do it. But don't be like, all right, I'm going to work at, and not bashing those jobs. I'm not going to work at McDonald's for the rest of my life. Don't, no. It's not a career. It's just a job. It's just a stepping stone. All right, I'm going to work at. By the way, when I started out, when I was in college, going to school, I was driving cars for Enterprise.
I remember.
Going to school in the evenings, drive cars for Enterprise, from their one rental place to the other, even sometime out of state, driving cars for them, making minimum wage. But guess what? It was small beginnings. And guess what? When I moved from Enterprise, I went to Toyota. That's where I did my co-op while I was in college. I moved from Enterprise. And I remember even when I was at Enterprise too, I was interested in getting one of their office jobs. And I had my associate degree at that time, working on my bachelor's. And they said, pretty much they were saying that, nah, this job is not for you. You'll never get this job. You need to. So I'm like, you know what? I humbled myself, keep driving those cars. And when I got out, I went to Toyota.
So small beginnings.
Small beginnings.
Do not despise them. Do not throw them out. Do not look down on them.
Right.
Not, because you could be developing the next Amazon, the next or Uber, the next big name company out there. So do not despise these small beginnings.
So again, going back to school, advance yourself, do something by any means necessary, do something to advance yourself. McDonald's is not a career, it's a job. You get it from one level to the other. Unless you're going to be a franchisee, nothing wrong with that. But don't make a career out of McDonald's or a pizza delivery. That's just a side hustle. Good stuff for a side hustle, but make a career. Advance yourself so that you don't have to be struggling again. 6 months from now, a year from now, let's make it reality. Maybe 2 years from now, you should not be in the place that you're at right now.
Should be at a next level.
That's right.
Next level, always. Another thing too, in the realm of learning and schooling, it's time to also listen to different podcasts. Listen to different. There's a lot of people that's giving free webinars, free seminars. I mean, yeah, we're in a financial crunch right now, So look for those free ones that are out there that can potentially help you. So
Yes.
do not limit yourself to, you know, all that we're saying here are online courses. Yes, we want you to do those, but start somewhere. I call it of YouTube. There's so much to learn on there, and you can
Yes.
start by doing some of the things there and then move on to enrolling in school, enrolling in community college, trade school, whatever it is. Just keep on learning. That's how you get from a fixed mindset to
a growth mindset.
Yeah.
Yes. So we're going to wrap up now. There was from a recent devotional by Joyce Meyer. The topic was do what you can do. And it relates to what we were talking about. Many people never get started with the things they want to do because they want to start at the finish line. Let me read that again, just in case your internet was breaking up, you couldn't hear me or something like that. But let me read it again. You hear me? Many people never get started with the things they want to do because they want to start at the finish line. If you never get started in the right direction, you will never get to where you want to be. Her philosophy, Joyce Meyer's philosophy is this: I may not be able to do everything, but I refuse to do nothing.
That deserves a snap, snap, snap. I mean, we can't do everything, but you have to do something. You have to start somewhere.
No excuses, no excuses. And it doesn't matter how this pandemic is. I mean, we're taking it serious.
Yes.
But no matter how challenging this may be, don't have any excuses at all. Like, well, you know, it was, no, guess what? Another challenge is going to come up again.
And we need to get ready for another one. So start now, because 6 months from now, you wish you started. And 6 months, we need to be at a different level, 6 months from now. So I like her philosophy. I may not able to do everything, but I refuse to do
nothing. Right. So again, the scripture that we mentioned earlier, do not. It says, who dares despise small beginning? Who dare? How dare you to despise small beginning? So start where you're at, no matter how small, minute, or insignificant it may be. Start somewhere.
All right. Thank you for joining us. And of course, look out for more videos, more teachings, more seminar. We are on a mission just to help others. We're two girls from Detroit, actually originally from Jamaica, but two girls from Detroit, right? Just trying to be out here on this financial stability journey, and we want to bring others along with us. So thank you.
So please join us on this journey. We'd love to hear your stories. Email us, prizegems, PRIZED, gems @gmail.com. Like us on Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter. And we also have a YouTube channel. Look for us on Prize Gems and subscribe.
All right. See you soon. Take care, Simone.
All right. Take care, Nikki. Out.